So here in this case, we are looking at a graph, and then making use of this graph, you have to write a function for the graph in factored form. The factored form means it is a f of x is equal to a times x minus r1, that is the first 0, and x minus r2. In this form we have to write this function. This is the graph of the function. Okay, so we have to look for these x-intercepts. That's here, right? And the other one is there. So x is equal to -1 and x is equal to +3, right? Hence this becomes f of x is equal to a times x minus -1, right? The value of x is -1 here. The other value is 3 times x minus 3. Further, this f of x, you can also write it as y. You'll just understand why I'm writing it y. Y is equal to a times x plus 1. Why is this minus plus now? Because negative of -1. Negative and negative becomes positive. Negative times negative positive, and x plus 1, then it is x minus 3. So this is the function written in the factored form. We still have to deal with this a. What is the value of a we have to find. How do you do that? In order to get this value of a, what I want you to do is find one point, one easy point from this graph. We'll take the easier one. I can see that this, when x is equal to 0, the value of y is how much? -6. This is going up by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For x 0, the value of y is -6. Okay, so I'll take -6 for y times, -6 is equal to a times x is how much? 0 plus 1 times, again this x is 0 minus 3. So we made use of this y-intercept in this function where a is not known yet, but the function is just the same, a times x plus 1 times x minus 3, but we are trying to find the value of a. Okay, now let us just simplify further. -6 is equal to a times 0 plus 1 is 1 times 0 minus 3 is -3. That is nothing but -6 is equal to 1 times -3 is -3a, right? Just basic multiplication. Now I want to make this a by itself. How do you do that? Just divide by -3 so that a will be by itself. Okay, now what do you have here? -6 divided -3 is 2. 2 is equal to a, or a is equal to 2, and this value of a equal to 2 goes here. That's all. So our function in the factored form is f of x is equal to 2 times, that is 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 3. Right? And just let me go back and show you what I did here. R1 value and R2 values. Substituted x equal to -1. I mean those zeros of the function which are here R1, that's -1 and 3. And then simplified. So you got a times x plus 1 times x minus 3. Now in order to find the value of a, we selected one point from this graph. Out of all the points, to us this is the easiest point. Other than these x-intercepts, I cannot use the x-intercept because y becomes 0 and it won't make any sense. That's why take any point from this graph, leaving those x-intercepts. So other easy point is y-intercept. Use that y-intercept. Substitute the value of x and y in this and simplify. After substituting, you had this -6 equal to a times 0 plus 1 times 0 minus 3, and this thing you got no here cancelling this, and you got a is equal to 2, and just went back and put that value, substituted there, and you got the function in the factored form. Now going to the vertex form, the same thing we have to write in the vertex form. What is the formula for the vertex form of a quadratic function? F of x is equal to a times x minus h whole square plus k, where this h comma k is the vertex. That vertex is here, this point, right? So let us go ahead and substitute the values. You already have your a is equal to 2, and this, what is the x value here? That is 1, and the y value is -6, -7, -8 after this. So -8. And in the previous video we even discussed how to find this vertex, making use of these x-intercepts. Add and divide by 2 gives you 1, and this one, if you substitute in the factored form, you get the value of k. Or else here the graph is clear, the picture is clear, just make use of the graph, and this is the h and that is your k. A you already have, so go ahead and substitute. A is equal to 2, h is equal to 1, and k is equal to -8. Therefore my function is f of x is equal to a, that is 2 times x minus h, that is 1 whole square, plus k. So plus k is -8. Further, if you want to have to simplify, you can just do f of x is equal to 2 times x minus 1 whole square, plus and minus gives you a -8. This is the vertex form of the same function that is given, whose graph is given to us already. This is the graph. Okay, so in order to verify if everything is correct and we didn't make any mistake, let us see if we get the same graph in our graphic calculator. Okay, let me show it to you right away. I'll just clear up everything. 7, 1, and then 2, and hit enter. Alright, I'll go to y. How much? 2 parenthesis x plus 1 close, then x minus 3, close. Hit the graph, but it is it looking like this exactly? It is almost same, and if you can handle the window here, you can get it exactly like here. Let me go to 5 and 5 and down I'll take 10 for y. Okay, negative 5 for x. Alright, my window, negative 5, then positive 5, x max 1, y minimum, yeah, up to 8 means I can just have 10, and maximum I'll just take after 5 something like 8. Okay, now look at the graph. It is going from 3, see 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 2, 3, that's negative 1, and the vertex is also, it is about negative 8 over here. You can, and another thing is the vertex form. Let us also punch in or enter the vertex form, which is 2 times how much it is, x minus 1 whole square minus 8, right? 2 times x minus 1 whole square minus 8, x minus 1 whole square plus 8. The graph of this function should match. It's not plus 8. It was minus in that, right? Okay, let me see. Even the second graph, even though you typed in 2 functions, they both are the same. Alright, to verify, just let me clear out the first, then hit the graph. It is just the same like the first graph. So overall, our this, given a graph, you found the x-intercepts and then got the value of a, you had a factor form. And you use this vertex and that value of a to get the function the vertex form, right? It's very simple. Please try on that problem by yourself. Okay, thank you.